the move of steel in darkness. Rays of dawn shot now through the black overhang of trees, spotting the ground with halos of warped design. The rest of the men slung themselves into their saddles, a cadre of stiff-jointed grunts, and some of them stepped their horses into the light unawares. The boy saw them go luminous among the black woods, spectre-like, like men elected to sainthood. Faces skull-gone, mouths hidden in the gnarled bush of their beards, showing only their teeth. The equipage of war hung by leather belts, pistols and knives and back-slung scatterguns of all gauges. This hardened miscellany jolted and clanked as their horses tapered into the long, irregular file of their occupation. They rode the forest until the white face of the sun hung right above them, and the insects clouded so thickly that men soiled their cheeks and foreheads with dirt or ash from the previous night's fire. The horses flicked the mosquitoes from their rumps with their tails, the skin of man and animal growing spattered with spots of blood. They came finally to the verge of a small green valley of sparse trees. There was a farmhouse down there, a barn. Out of habit, they stopped for lunch, though there was little to drink and less to eat. They stopped within the cover of the trees so as not to be seen from the valley below. When the boy dismounted his horse, old Swinney slapped him on the shoulder. "Welcome to Virginia," said the old man. "Virginia?" said the boy, his eyes going wide with wonder. "That's right. Colonel wants you to see if they got anything to eat down there." The boy nodded. He crept toward the edge of the trees, his face dark amid the shadows. He could feel the older men's eyes upon him, their ears attuned to the snap of stick or shrub. They listened because he made no sound, this boy, the lightest of foot among them. Their scout. A former horse thief, whose skills translated readily to their pursuits. At last he stared down upon the rough-planked barn, the once white house, the single white pig mired in a sagging pen of mud. He stared down upon Virginia for a long time, a stranger unto this country. Then he turned his head and made a whippoorwill's whistle over his shoulder. When he returned, the men of the troop, 30-odd strong, were tightening their holsters and sighting their rifles, sliding their knives back and forth on their sheaths, back and forth, making sure no catches might slow the draw. The boy carried a French dueling pistol of uncommon caliber. He mounted up and pulled the heavy J-shaped weapon from his belt and thumbed the hammer back. The filigreed metal of the action spun and clicked into place. The rich wood frame was scarred by countless run-ins with his belt buckle, tree branches, roots where he'd dropped the thing practicing his pistolier skills. Swinney stood below him. "You got any bullets left for that thing, boy?" The boy held the pistol toward him butt first. "She's a firecracker," he warned, smiling. When the older man reached for the pistol, the boy dropped it sideways from his hand and hooked it upside down by the trigger guard and spun the gun upon its axis, catching it by the backstrap, the trigger fingered, the barrel at Swinney's chest, the older man's eyes wide with fright. "Let them sons of bitches learn the hard way," said the boy. In fact, he did not have any bullets. He was out. Swinney's eyes narrowed and he shook his head. "What you need is a good ass-whooping, boy, not them parlor tricks." The boy spun the gun and stuck it in his belt. "Now don't you go getting jealous on me, Swinney." The older man, his keeper of sorts, made the derisive gesture and waddled down the line. The provenance of the pistol was known. One of a pair from the vast arms collection of a Union sympathizer whose home they'd raided, the boy's first of such prizes. He'd been promptly swindled out of one of the guns in a bet over the estimated height of a sycamore that was fated for firewood. That left him with one pistol and 5 balls for the smooth-bore barrel. 2 went to target practice, 1 to a drunken roistering, 1 to a duel with a blue jay on a fence post, lost, and the last plumb lost along the way. He could only wait now for another of his comrades to fall, be first to scavenge. "Hey, Swinney," he called. "You think they're down there? Any villains?"